Well, let me introduce you.
Of course.
Guys, this is Zach Esther. He is my attorney he did trademarks for me for the Gutter Kings, Blue Collar Millionaire, and we hit snags on both of those things. He's also an expert in licensing and franchise and the difference.
As Kevin said, you know, what I do is really, if your issue has anything to do with the word trademark, if you have a trademark issue, and sometimes you don't know you do, sometimes you think franchising does that have to do with trademarks. The brand becomes more and more important the more and more you grow. The more your business becomes separated from you as an individual, as the guy people know, and the business becomes the business that people know. That transition is really where value comes from. The thing I would really want is your brand. If you're well known in your space and you've got a very good reputation for quality, I want that. The correct answer, if you could only have one of those two things, would be to buy the brand. And I think everyone on the call understands why and agrees. But that's incredible because the brand is literally nothing. It is intellectual property, which is to say it's not a real thing. What it really is it's real estate in people's heads. And it is truly, in that sense, invaluable. So if you have a trademark and you were using it first, it doesn't matter if Nike is using it second. They can't stop you from using your mark where people know you if you were using it first. If somebody's going to acquire you or buy your business, either in the context of an asset purchase or stock purchase, the brand and your trademark registrations are going to be on that asset list. It's going to be extremely valuable. That's why you really want to get a federal registration as soon as possible. You never know where your business is going to take you. We don't ever want state registrations. They're useless. So if anybody ever advises you to get a state trademark registration, don't bother. You can, you should, because people will do spoof accounts and things. And the best way to get that down is with a takedown. You should evaluate if someone's able to be your lawyer the same way you'd evaluate somebody doing any other specialized, mechanical kind of work, the best you can. And the best way in my industry to find out if you have a competent trademark lawyer is to say, what other stuff do you do? What other matters do you handle? If they try to tell you that they do anything else other than trademark work, run, go to somebody else. So if I was in that person's position, I would go with licensing. What I would do is make sure that these license agreements that I sign have territorial restrictions and are personal to the people that sign the license agreements, and have good termination provisions such that I can move on if a licensee stops paying and so forth. Audit rights are like insurance. You never want to use them, but you want to have them. And that's what I would do. You can absolutely have licensing with a royalty for sure. Okay. And I would absolutely include things like lead generation and things to them, because the biggest risk in licensing or franchising is that you teach someone to fish and then they believe that they do not need you any longer. What I would say instead is, if you get rich slow, it's hard to get poor fast. I was there for the kind of the beginning and the rise of CrossFit when it was getting very, very popular in 2014, 15, 16. They were a license model. Those locations were not franchises. They were licensing. And each one paid, I forget the exact amount of money, but like 8-10 grand a year to CrossFit HQ. It ended up being millions and millions and millions of dollars. In the life cycle of your business, you will be in a lawsuit. It will happen if you reach a level of success. You'll be in a lawsuit, and hopefully you'll be on the plaintiff's side. And hopefully you can win or get relief when someone does this. Take pictures. Take pictures of your mark being used in real time. Take timestamps of your website showing when you adopted it and when you made your first sale. Record an email saying, I made a sale today to somebody in Jersey and I live in Philly. It is a 6 out of 7 chance that it's going to be initially refused for some reason. People who file pro se succeed 14% of the time. They fail 86% of the time. So you will fail. You'll get an office action. And it'll tell you all the different ways that you messed up.
But everybody should do the trademark thing. It's super basic and easy to do. And get somebody like Zach on your side and use them over and over for different things. He can really help you.
The sweet spot for having trademark assets is about 3 registrations. The minimally effective dose in terms of maximizing value is about 3 registrations. If you have 1 or 2 registrations, that's less valuable in my experience than having 3 registrations. If you have 4, it's not any more valuable than having 3.